Oh, crap. I am live. Yo, what up? Yo, what's up with the focus? This is Weaponry Fitness. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We are doing a live stream today, as you can see. Uh, so I was gonna wait a little bit before I started to explain more in depth about why I created the Golden Tiger. I did a stream, a couple weeks before I released the Warborn 7 Golden Tiger. So what I'm gonna go over is I'm gonna briefly go over why I even started the White Tiger and how it translated into the Dark Tiger, which then formed into the Golden Tiger. So, man, it's been a while since I did a stream, man. I've been out here like just gut wrenching, like training like crazy, man. So, might be a little rusted with the podcasting. I had to make sure all my equipment was working. Um, and then that's another thing I wanted to go over. Uh, because there is no net positive. There's no benefit financially for me creating the content that I do. I actually lose money doing this. The cost that the amount of money that it cost me to even run Golden Tiger was probably a $5,000 budget. Um, and it's not like I spent that money to create the Golden Tiger. It's just that's about how much money the equipment and the clothes, the weapons, the production equipment costs to actually get that up and running. The gas I drove all the way to Logan, Ohio, which is 3 hours from where I live. And I only had like maybe 5, 6 seconds of runtime in the video that I put in there. So Um, that's one of the things that's a little bit of a flaw in my content creation is I shoot from the hip, and that's just I mean that's just the way I create content. Like my content is purely just training. So I happen to do a couple of um stuff where I am putting together a story, but mostly it's going to be montage of me doing training. So uh but that's basically it for that. So like let me actually hold on. Let me share a screen here. And as usual, YouTube doesn't push my content out, so nobody actually really watches my content. Well, I'll get into that. So we're gonna share the screen real quick. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you like the video and share because we don't get any shares. So that's why nobody really knows that I am on YouTube doing this crazy stuff. So right now, I'm gonna go to my channel and I'm gonna show you. Well, it does show that I'm live. So the first Warborn 7 video that I released is that was released about 2 weeks ago. Got 29 views. That probably equates to like maybe 4 people watching it all the way through, including myself. So many people don't actually know the story because most people just click and then just leave. I got 13 views on the episode 2, which was really released 4 days ago. Now I did release it on Facebook too as well. So based on percentages from my analytics, only like 5 to 8% of people actually watch it more past the minute mark. So most people don't even finish it. So um, like I said, it's not my feelings aren't getting hurt. There's a strategy on why I do this and why I can keep doing it. But damn fruit flies. But that let me get out of here. That Golden Tiger episode 2 was one of the best videos that I've ever created. I was hoping that would get more views than that, but in 2025, man, YouTube, social media in general is flooded with a lot of people that's creating content. It's still very small population, it's small. It's a small percentage of the population creating content, but there's still millions upon millions of people creating content. So the YouTube algorithm, the algorithms alone have to figure they have to keep changing. They have to figure out which ones are getting more traffic. So they're going to promote those more. Audience retention, click through rate, stuff like that. Engagement is important. My videos don't get nearly enough engagement as I think it should. Um, but that's why mine doesn't really get a lot of traffic. I think in the last couple of months, maybe in the last year or two, that YouTube algorithm has been prioritizing trends. So if you're not a, I noticed that because I watch podcasts all the time. I watch podcasts during my run today, and the algorithm is pointing me towards topics that are trending. So if it's not trending, it's not going to really push your content. So my content isn't built upon trends, and I do not want to fall in. I don't want to fall into that trend, so to speak, where I'm reporting upon trends. Now, if I see an article that's related to martial arts because that is my specialty, I'm going to do that. Now, I have done some content uh, related to like intersexual dynamics in the RP space involved with the manosphere. That's kind of when I started learning about podcasts when I got into the manosphere. So that's I tried to dip my toes in that. Now I won't do too many podcasts talking about intersectional dynamics unless it crosses over to martial arts. So I'm going to do that. I decided not to follow the trends because I just don't care about trends. Enough people talk about it. I don't need to run my mouth about trends unless I feel like there's some kind of empathy there. I guess I'll just bring it up. This Charlie Kirk thing. I listened to a lot of podcasts where Charlie Kirk was on there. A lot of people are just sharing information about him. They're sharing small clips. They don't even know the guy. But people will people will like search for clips that kind of fit their narrative, their belief system, to to pin something against him. So they don't even know the guy. They don't even know that he's for the family unit. So um, you don't have to agree with everything he says, but he's a conservative. So I'm going to agree with most of what he says because I believe in the family unit. I believe in the family structure. A strong family unit the is actually proof for success for future generations. But I mean, people just I mean, this is just how Western civilization is moving forward. It's like we're preventing that. So I'm not for that. Uh, but my channel is more so about getting your money and your fitness right, so you can attract the right people around you. So let me get into this. This might be kind of a lengthy podcast, just depending. Most people don't even watch like more than a minute, so this it's kind of normal for me to watch like 2 3 hour podcasts and then to stream 2 3 hour podcasts is very challenging, man. Uh You got to be an expert in your field, man. You can't just talk about anything, man. I try not to talk too much about my experiences because I can go on and on about that, and nobody really cares. So I'm just gonna go over this golden tiger. So I'm gonna explain the basis and the premises of the golden tiger. Uh, so in the first episode I created was basic. So the main character is named his name is Tiger, but I call him the white tiger because if I'm not going to go over it, but if you look up the white tiger, if you look up the characteristics of a white tiger, it's very different from a regular tiger. So I feel like I have certain characteristics of a white tiger, so I just deemed it white tiger. But his name is actually Tiger, and it's very ironic. I did not plan this, but Tiger Woods is half Asian and half black, and so am I. So I did not this that was not in the plan. I'm just fond of tigers. That's all, and it's my zodiac. It's my Chinese zodiac sign. I'm really into Chinese zodiac. I won't push it upon people because I know people don't believe in that stuff. I kind of don't believe in it, but um, 2022 was the year of the tiger, and it was one of the best years of my life. So, I mean, there's something to be said about that. Um, but anyway, the scene opens up with basically Tiger jumping through the woods and stuff, running through the woods, basically training. He visits the grave of his adopted sister, which is older than him. So I kind of created this out of nowhere. I can like improvise scripts at a moment's time. So, but I am looking for a female. Now, you don't have to be in like I have not written a script for this yet, but I'm looking for a female to act out the character of Nova. So you could be between the ages of 25 and up, but you're gonna be playing an older sister of mine. You do not have to know martial arts. You don't have to do any kind of sport. If you don't, then I'll write a script for that. If you do, that's a positive. That's a bonus. That's going to actually provide more shock value to the video that I'm getting ready to shoot. So I am open to. You got to be somewhat in shape too because it's a fitness channel. So I promote fitness. If you are in the journey of getting fit, man, that's a good start. I can write a script for that too, but it just won't be with this script. So if you are interested or know anyone knows anybody that's interested in playing the character of Nova, it's a very good character. You're going to be playing a protagonist and an antagonist at the same time. It's one of those types of scripts. So, but basically, the Tiger's he's visiting the grave of his adopted sister Nova, the older adopted sister who took care of Tiger. Tiger has no parents. Um, he never met the parents. Nova met her parents, but she lost them at a very young age. And they came together in the foster care system and they kind of ran away from the foster care system and took care of themselves at a younger age. So uh, she was a fighter. She had unique abilities just like Tiger. Um, So one day, Nova, and I want to do a prequel to this once I find the character of Nova because I couldn't do it without her. So I had to figure out how to get a female voice into my script without actually having a female character in there. Um, so the prequel, well, she died. She was presumed dead after training, and she was releasing a large amount of energy, kind of like what you see in the second episode of Warborn, what I was doing in there. That's exactly what she was doing. The only thing is her body wasn't strong enough to contain the power, the energy. So she just basically vanished. Um, Now, if I can find a character, I'm gonna shoot that scene. If I can find someone to play that female role, I'm gonna shoot that scene. It's gonna be crazy, man. Um, I mean, if you watch the second episode, I did that shit without a cameraman. Imagine if I was actually a cameraman filming this stuff, man. The angles, I wish I could get better angles. I didn't have the manpower to do it. Um, but you got to get creative in certain situations. I had two cameras set up. The setup was harder than the actual shoot. It was crazy. Um, so Nova basically vanished. And there was no remains found. So Tiger went and he set up basically a memorial for Nova, and he would visit it every once in a while. So this is only just weeks after her disappearance. So, but that's I mean, if you watch the first episode, I tried my best to write the story. I tried the best to script it out. I was having some camera issues, and I was kind of annoyed. You can't tell, like that was a good part of my acting. You couldn't tell that I was annoyed. My camera would not cooperate. I didn't know if it was in focus or not. I had to keep checking and making sure that it was in focus, and that I actually got the right shots. So I had to shoot it several different times, and I actually improved my acting skills. So my acting will definitely get better. Um, so the main, okay, so the motivation for creating the Warborns in general is uh, when I feel like I'm getting complacent, and this is just in the last 3 years. So I've been creating content for almost 4 years. So when I get complacent, I create Warborn. It's not the things that I get in the video that are important. It's what I do outside of the video. The Warborns that I posted, the training isn't even in there. It's just the highlights of the training that I do. So nobody even sees what I do during my training. When I'm running through the woods and stuff, I'm actually risking my body parts jumping and stuff. So you don't get to see that because I just don't have a skilled enough cameraman to get all that in there. But the Warborn is essentially created for me to go all out, train to damn near death, man. I do some very massive training, Navy SEAL type of shit. So um, I just ran 5 hour or 5 miles this morning. And I feel nothing, man. I could have went more. So I'm able to conserve energy because I know I have a longer I'm gonna train right after this. So after I'm done podcasting, go to the park and train some more. So I didn't want to exhaust myself too much, but 5 miles is exhausting to most people. 2 miles is exhausting. So um I have to get out of the mindset where I'm average. So I need to um perform as such. So but yeah, the Warborns were specifically created for me to go all out when I feel like I'm at at a point where I am losing focus or motivation. So when I created Warborn 7 and then added the Golden Tiger, I was like, man, I need to do something a little bit different. So I decided to do something different. I started to match it. So Warborn 7 was very it was hard to do because I'm an aging martial artist. So I'm really fighting the decline of my physicality. As you can see, I have not done many verticals as far as like no handers, flips through the air and stuff. I can still do it at a good clip. I just don't because I understand conserving energy is a little more important for the bigger cause. Uh, when I need to exert a bunch of energy, I will. But as for right now, I'm getting like 2 views per video, so there's no point doing all that crap. Like I exhausted so much energy in the first year or two uh, that I realized, wow, so 37 years old was probably my peak prime physical, like as far as I'm gonna get. And there's a steady decline with like, think of it as like the stock market or crypto. Like you go down and then you come up a little bit, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm never gonna see all-time highs again as far as my physical body goes. I will never see that again. And that was at age 37. Um, Which is I'm okay with that. I was mentally deterred by that notion that I was going to lose the fight against Father Time. And this is why I create content. It's not to get a bunch of views. I don't care about the money. If I did, I wouldn't spend thousands upon thousands of dollars creating content. People don't really watch. So if I really showed you my analytics, it would fucking depress the shit out of you because nobody's watching the content. It's not that's not the purpose. The purpose is to reach out the very minimal, the minority of people. In order to go viral, you have to do something very, very controversial, very stupid. And I'm not for that. I want to be known for my skill set and my longevity. So uh I think I think that's really all about it. CapCut, the a lot of the effects that I use in CapCut are, it's not easy to do, especially if you're trying to put together stuff like that. Um, CapCut does make it easier. If I were to do it with my old video editing software, it would have took me years to, I mean, not years, but it would take me months to, finish that. But um, we are we got it done. We got that done in a crazy amount of, short amount of time, man. I was definitely happy about that. Episode 3 is just depends on if I can get a female character. I am looking for male characters as well. So if you're a martial artist out there, if you guys know martial arts, let me know. We could do some crazy ass choreography. I am a I am a master magician when it comes to holding the camera. I just haven't had the chance to do it because I am the subject, so I can't do both at the same time. Um, I'm probably the only person that can probably do an aerial with a camera and a gimbal. I've never seen anyone do it, but I can probably do it. There's no point doing it, but like as far as like if I had a subject doing parkour, I could run. jump. I can get some crazy angles, but I mean, Ohio is not the best spot for this, man. Most people out here are not doing content creation like this. So let me see if I can change my. Oh my god, yo, there's my. Oh, look at me, yo. I can't even tell. I'm still using 1080p because I am not paying an extra amount of money to pay for 4K. So screw that. Maybe if I get more views, I probably would. I would because I'm not using my DSLR camera to stream, so I'm using several different webcams that are capable of 1080p. So, oh yeah, the white tiger. Getting off subject a little bit. I already went over this in a podcast. The white tiger was created because I needed a place to put my anger. So I'm going to talk about why I created the white tiger off and off this on and off the screen. So off the screen, I needed a place to put my anger. This is 2022, a year after my mom passed. I was angry about a lot of things. I was angry about being overweight. I was angry about just not seeing my potential in my financial earnings. Like I was still broke. I had more than a couple of thousand in the bank, but considerably I was broke. Um, so what I did is I did a little bit of research. I started watching podcasts about money, finances, fitness, uh, martial arts, of course. So it kind of motivated me. I saw one comment online that kind of bugged me. So I created the white tiger, and I was like, man, that was one of the best videos that I created, the first white tiger. And then it just went on from there and there. The white tiger is a metaphor for anger, basically. And the white, like, I don't believe in like purely good people. I'm not gonna say the white tiger is very just. If you cross him, he's not a saint. I'm like that in real life as well. So I relate a lot of I have to be very careful because this is how actors in Hollywood screw themselves over. They become the character that they portray. So I have to be very careful with that. Luckily, I'm kind of making a character that's kind of like me anyway. So I'm not going to go through any kind of mental issues. Hopefully, but I am aware of that. So not taking any medicine. So I'm not drugged up on anything. So I should be fine. Actually, it's been a net positive in my life. So, but anyway, the white tiger was created to put his anger into place. So that anger then turned into rage when I created the dark tiger. I don't remember what sparked that, but I really needed. Oh yeah, I wrote about it. Uh, the dark tiger was created to be the villain instead of the victim. So it was my way of not falling back into victimhood, but becoming the villain because you can't be a victim if you're a villain. Um, so that was my way of thinking. So if you actually watch that short story or short film that I did, I shot that in Virginia mostly. Um, basically, he was causing mayhem and destruction. He just let the anger out in the wrong possible way, and he recovered from that, turned back into White Tiger. So basically, he had to reconstruct his life um, and build from there. So now I created the Golden Tiger. That has nothing. I don't know where. Being an anime fan of Dragon Ball Z and other sorts of anime that is in the martial arts genre, I just created the Golden Tiger. I mean, I don't know what else is better than silver other than gold, so I created the Golden Tiger. Um, even though I'm, even though I don't invest in gold, I invest in Bitcoin. But nobody's gonna watch the Bitcoin Tiger, so what the fuck? So I had to say Golden Tiger. The Golden Tiger is it's not constant. Um, it's not maintainable. It only comes out when it needs to come out. Um, so it's basically a metaphor for motivation. So if I need to exert a specific amount of energy, the golden tiger comes out, and and I'm just translating this into real life. So right now, if you guys watched my prior video where I was talking about when I got fired from the Family Dollar account, they did release me from the account from the company, so I'm no longer with US Express. Uh, and this is what I learned on my. I'm changing my camera. Hold on. This is what I learned on my journey of fitness and stuff. It does coincide with money. If you don't have your money together, you should still put an effort to stay fit. But once you're fit, then you can really go out and start making some money, man. So I put my money in my investments because I am saving up for a future. I don't care really too much about the present. My present is staying fit and staying healthy. Um, as far as the near future, I do have some plans. Uh, Getting let go from this job kind of pushes it back maybe a year, just depending, because I do have a year of savings. So I'm not stressed for money. Uh, I'm not going to say what I'm doing. All I know is I waited a week before I started applying for jobs. So I'm working on that right now. Uh, Luckily, all the training that I did, all the stuff that I preach about money and fitness and stuff is coming to a fruition. Because when you're on your highs, everything is fine and dandy. But then when you're on your lows, which is going to happen, you can't get too comfortable in life. So um, it's going to happen. Uh, you can't. There's a lot of things you can prevent, but a lot of nothing just gets better and better as you go in life, man. That's not the human experience. So I was aware of that. I was like, I knew around my 2nd year in truck driving. I've been with US Express for 6 years. 2nd year of driving, I was like, because I was blowing a lot of money my first 2 years. So I was like, 2nd year of driving, I need to figure out where to put this money at because I'm not gonna have this. One day someone's gonna piss me off and I'm going to lose it. So or I'm gonna roll my truck over. Um, and for people that don't understand, like when you have high testosterone, there's two things that women will never understand, and weak men will probably never understand either, unless they really get their shit together. Is that your sex drive is high and your tolerance is not. So I just don't tolerate fuckery, man. I think the older I get and the more accomplishments, the more money that I make, I just don't tolerate patient. I am not patience for people that are just stupid, man. So that's kind of how I lost my job, man. I just don't tolerate stupidness and the disrespect that I was getting. Like anybody in my situation would have reacted the same way that I did. And if you didn't, you're just a weak ass man. I mean, I hate to say it, man. Am I wrong to hit somebody? I mean, yeah, I guess in 2025, but like maybe in, I mean, 500 BC, most people got fucking dealt with worse. So um, that's another thing. Like people would say, this is kind of going off subject a little bit, but like people say we live in it. I don't want to. I can't believe. I would hate to bring children into this world the way it is now. Like, do you know how people were handled back in the day? Like way back in the day. This We're a lot more civilized now. We have laws. We have amendments. They didn't have that back then. You know what happened if you said something wrong to the wrong person? They just bury you in the ground. Like nobody even knows where your body is. Um, I mean, getting hit in the face is nothing compared to what they used to do back in the day when you did something that nobody liked. Nobody messed with you if you were like highly respected. And that's why men lose their shit when they're disrespected, because when you disrespect somebody who has a compliment, who has a family, who has a wife, kids, like they need to be respected more than they need to be loved. Men care about respect more than they care about being loved. This is why men typically stick around their relationships longer than women. Like they'll fight for the relationship more until they really feel super disrespected. Then they just walk out. So, um, but yeah, I forgot what the hell I was talking about. But anyway, we've been going for 30 minutes. Let's see. What can I don't know, man. If anybody has any questions, man, put that in the chat, man. I've been getting some weird ass videos in my algorithm, man. I just been clicking on random stuff just to get off the trending train. Um, that's another thing about my content, man. Um, it's not trendy, man. It's not attractive. Nobody wants to see a guy just like slinging up weapons. Like, dude, you know how long it took me to learn how to use that sword? It took me 2 minutes to learn how to use a firearm. It took me two plus years to learn how to use a sword. Like, and I don't use those fake swords like a lot of martial arts. Like you could, I'm gonna do this in another stream, but you could tell just by looking at a sword the weight of it. So I could tell when someone's using a sword if I can get a look at the blade and the construction of the handle and the guard. I could tell that sword is lightweight compared to the swords that I use. My heaviest sword is 4 pounds, and I swing that around like it's like a pound now because I've gotten stronger. So um, that's another thing that I don't do. I don't use fake katanas on this platform, so it's not as sexy as when like you see a lot of guys out there using like lightweight swords that are not sharp. Mine are also sharpened, so I have to be careful with that. But I do that. That is part of the training because I don't believe in safety nets. So uh, that's how I operate, man. Like nobody's coming to save me. I lost my job. Nobody really gives a fuck if I, can take care of myself or not. I have to do that shit on my own. So um we are past the 30-minute mark, so I could say F bombs. I don't have a rumble yet, so I can't really say any other stuff. It doesn't even really matter. I'm not monetized, so I could give shits less. So but anyway, I'm going to be working on some projects here. Midwest 2025 Midwest Ninja 2025 is going to be crazy. I'm going to work on some new stuff for that, but otherwise, I did not think I was going to be able to pull off Midwest 2025 Ninja, but I got enough content to do it. We are going to get that in the works here pretty soon. I got other projects going like Hip Hop Ninja. I don't know if I'm going to get to a Halloween video because I'm looking for a job right now. Uh, actually, I got one lined up so far. Um, let's see how that goes. God damn it. It's out of focus. There we go. There's my printer back there. We just got our printer. If anybody wants photography, I could do photography. I could do professional prints. Uh, just let me know your location. I'll probably come to you. I like to do outdoor portraits or portraits. Um, I could do action photography. I could do videography. I could do a lot of stuff with that video with the cameras that I got. So just let me know. Um, but yeah, that is it. I don't. Oh yeah, the Golden Tiger Warboard 7. If anybody in the area of Ohio or anywhere, because I'm jobless right now, so I got about 15 days of just free time. Let me know if you guys know any female actress or female anybody that wants to uh, be in a video with the Golden Tiger. So I got some crazy scripts in the works. So oh, that's one thing I forgot to say. Oh man, I forgot to mention. Damn, this was the big part of creating Golden Tiger. So the Golden Tiger was you'd have to watch the first one, but Tiger was uh he was feeling like because after he lost Nova, he was feeling like he had no purpose, like because she was gone. So this is the same, and I have a lot of empathy with this because at one point I was married. So after that ended, I felt like I had no purpose. So I kind of know uh, what that feeling is like after a man gets divorced. Like they put their heart and soul into a relationship that they think is going to last forever. So in Tiger's case, he thought he was going, or he thought that she was going to live for a lot longer than that. I mean, basically, nobody wants to see their sister perish before them. Um, So he felt like he lost his purpose. And it so happens that she isn't completely gone, and she kind of gave him a spark of energy, kind of reminded him that he still has a lot of strength in him, that actually he was stronger than he even realized. So she made that clear as a voice in a distant air. But knowing that when you give a man when you give a man a purpose, like he is a warrior. He becomes he starts doing things, starts changing his act. When he gets out, if he gets out of bed early, like that's kind of what I do, man. Even though I don't have a job, I still get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's not as I used to get up at 4 in the morning, but I don't. I mean, as I don't create content. Like when I used to get up at 4 in the morning, it's usually with the lightsabers or like with the fire rope dart. So if I'm not doing that, I'm usually getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm trading crypto and I'm going out into the woods training. I'm doing my first sessions before 7 o'clock. So I only trade for about an hour in the morning, and then I trade throughout the rest of the day. So, but yeah, if you're anybody out there wants to learn how to trade crypto, let me know, man. Obviously, the people that know me know that I'm not full of shit, man. I always show my receipts online. If I really showed how much I had, you guys would not believe me. I don't even believe it. This is why I'm not stressed out about money. The only thing I'm stressed out about is this money is supposed to be for my future endeavors, not now. I don't. There's nothing that I want now. Maybe in the next year or so, because I do want to own my own gym. But right now, I don't really. There's nothing I really want that's going to cost me a significant amount of money, especially the amount I have in crypto. So um, the point is for crypto investments is for the future, not for the present. So people just don't understand that. Like they want to make money quick when it's not about that. Um, but yeah, really all you need in early in life is just like food. That's basically it. Food and fucking get your ass out and touch grass. So that doesn't cost a lot of money to do. Um, anything else you pay for is your own, as it's your own expense, and really depends on your lifestyle. So, but yeah, the point, like there is some suicidal images in that first episode of the Golden Tiger. So basically, he just changed like that voice. Like he would have definitely done it, but that voice, somebody has to talk somebody out of ending themselves. So it just takes one voice. Um, when I know somebody is kind of feeling like they're purposeless or about to end themselves, man, you don't want to say too much because nobody wants to hear it. Not even the person that wants to end themselves. They don't want to hear about your life story. Um, they just want it to end. So um, you got to give them a purpose, give them a goal, something that's going to be challenging, not something that's easy, like going to the store and get some broccoli or some cheese or some to eat, because that's it's too easy to do. Give them something to do, um, that's going to be a massive challenge and that they can follow up on progress. So when Nova told Tiger that she was not dead, that she needed to be that she needed Tiger to experience what she experienced, except he was stronger. He needed to exert this amount of energy to get her out, and that's the purpose. That's I mean, it's a temporary purpose, but it was enough to get him off of that tree trunk into stabbing himself in the neck. So if you can buy a suicidal victim 2 minutes a day, 2 days, like they'll find something to live for. So um, I could tell you that from just sheer experience. Like if nobody gives them a reason to live, I know that sounds like victimhood set, but like you just got to understand who you're dealing with. Like some people just want attention, but you never know that in the case. So the people that do it for attention is going to make it obviously known that they want to do it for attention. The people that don't, you'll never know. In fact, you'll be too late to stop it. So, but yeah, I've done a lot of research on this on anything that's related to the psychology of the brain, so I kind of understand uh, how to deal with it and not to overcrowd certain people when they're dealing with certain things, man. Some people just sometimes, especially for men, you got to let them deal with it on their own. A lot of times, man, a lot of men do not want to be helped. They want to help themselves, even when they can't. Sometimes, man, you just gotta let them figure it out on their own. Let them fall on their fucking face. Because when you help them up, they're just gonna fall back down because they have no experience on how they pull themselves up. So when you this is why I hated sports. Like when you're watching basketball and somebody falls on the deck and everybody picks them up, that's a sign of like camaraderie. Like you care about your player getting up. But like for me, I choose to get up on my own. I always get up on my own before anybody helps me up because I need to learn how to get up on my own because people aren't going to always be there to salvage your injuries and stuff whatnot. So um, that's just my way of thinking. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do a podcast on Lone Ranger, Lone Ninja, because I definitely got some stuff to say about that, man. It's gonna be a little bit controversial, but we'll get into the weeds on that. So, uh, if you have not watched The Golden Tiger, it's labeled Warborn 7 Golden Tiger. Episodes 1 and 2 is out right now. Go check it out. Um, I doubt that everybody's actually gonna watch this live stream all the way through. Shout out to the one viewer that's actually watching. I think, unless that's me, I don't know if that's me or not. But yeah, check it out, man. Like, subscribe to YouTube Weaponry Fitness, and we are out.